Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Today I have with me 5 of my favorite products from Baseus. Now, these were not sponsored by Baseus. I don't have any affiliation with them. I just felt that these were some pretty cool products that I bought and I thought I would share it with you guys. Now, all of these products are of different price ranges, so you guys can, see which one fits your budget or which one you actually need in your lives. Now, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you guys to check it out. But without further ado, let's get started with the video. So I thought I would start off with the cheapest and then go on to the most expensive, starting off with a motion sensor light. This is the Owl light by Baseus. It is basically a motion detection light that allows you to light your room or your walkways when it's dark or if you have trouble seeing. So inside the box is very basic. You get the main light itself, which is angled really nicely so that when you mount it on the wall, it shines down onto the ground. You can mount it upwards as well and shine it onto your ceiling. But it does come with a magnetic mount with a 3M adhesive at the back, so this makes it easy to mount it onto your wall and take it on and off whenever you need to charge it. It does, however, come with a spare 3M adhesive tape as well as a USB-C charger. So this light comes in 2 variants, the white light and the natural light being the more warmer tone, whereas the white light has a more whiter bluish light. Well, I went for the more natural light because in the night it kind of looks nicer, and I didn't just buy one of these. I actually bought about 6 of these because I felt it was really affordable at $13 and it really helped to light my house up, especially at night for my dogs as well as anyone walking in the dark. It keeps us safe and it's a very nice small light that you can just place in very discreet corners and it doesn't cause too much obstruction. So there are 3 main modes to this light. The on mode keeps the light on regardless of any motion or darkness of your surroundings. The off mode, which basically turns it all off. And lastly, the auto mode, which uses the motion sensor to turn the lights on and off. And I know what you guys might be asking, how long will this actually last? And there's no real definite answer for that because it really depends on how much you use it or how much you walk past it. But for myself, I've charged this almost once a week. The one outside my room gets a lot of attention as compared to the one in the kitchen, so it really varies from your activity as well as the position of these lights. Now, the one improvement that I might make to this product is to make this actually more bendable, to make the angle adjustable, and that could be a bit more flexible on how you might use this light. But apart from that, it's a very solid build, very professionally made, very clean, and overall very useful at home. Alright, moving on to the second cheapest of the 5. You might not believe this, but wireless earphones at $19. Now, I have tested this out over the week and the sound quality is honestly pretty good. Now, I'm no sound engineer or anything like that, but it does sound like it has more bass, it has more clarity, and that kind of discourages me from actually bringing out my AirPods. And this case is actually pretty lightweight. Some might say cheap plastic, but I don't really care much for it. So the case is a pretty simple looking one. It's not that much bigger than the AirPods. In fact, it might actually be smaller. But there is a USB-C charging at the back, which makes it very convenient because most products now are being charged by USB-C, not like some Apple products. But anyway, inside you'll get some manuals as well. And this will give you some instructions on how to operate the earbuds. Now, firstly, it is an in-ear earbud, so some of you might not be too comfortable with that, but for me, I can do either the AirPods kind or the in-ear earphones. So this actually gets a very good seal around. They do provide some extra earbuds depending on the size of your ears, but to me, this fits very nicely in your ears. It actually sticks in really well, almost a bit too deep that I kind of struggle sometimes to get it out. But it does come with some very nice bass and the clarity of the music is honestly really good. So honestly, for $19, I was expecting a lot less, but Baseus has really surprised me with this and it's definitely a recommendation. But yeah, just to summarize these earbuds, I don't know how long they'll last, whether they are cheaply built, but for the $20 price point and my first impressions, I think these are really great. I do see a very huge potential for this and a great option if you don't want to spend too much money on expensive earbuds. So next up, we have something that's for all you lazy folks out there. So this is the Otaku Live Rotary Adjustment Lazy Holder. Basically, it's a tablet or phone holder that allows you to clamp it to the side of your desk or to the side of your bed frame and hold your phone while you do other things with your hands. Now there's only two main things inside, which is the arm itself and the holder. Now the holder is a very simple spring mechanism that is able to fit most tablets as well as hold phones vertically. You can't hold the phone sideways because, you know, it's just not thin enough. But it does fit iPads and most phones, so that's really useful. Now the arm on the other hand comes in sort of two segments, one which is a more flexi bendable one, as well as the other segment which is a bit more rigid and has a little clicker that clips it in place. So this prevents it from sliding down, but you can adjust it very simply. And there's a button at the side where you can release it to fold it back down. So the bottom bit is the part where you clamp it to your bed frame or the side of the table, and there's quite a bit of an adjustment here. If you can see, you can move it quite high up in case your table is really thick. Like the table I'm having right now is pretty thick because it's a solid timber table. So I'm going to adjust it pretty high up to clamp it. So once you have it clamped up, you can actually just install the holder and you're ready to go. The one thing that some of you might be able to point out already is that yes, the clamp is on one side and it's bending only to the other side. I can't really bring it to the other side even if I wanted to. Now, I've done some research and there are other products very similar to this model, probably just another brand using the same OEMs. But basically, they have another model that can swivel this 360 degrees so that you have more options. For example, if I wanted this arm to stick out this way, I can't do it because this thing doesn't turn. So that's one limitation that is there. This is a fixed angle clamp, which isn't that great. But honestly, once you find a particular setting that you like, or if it really fits your scenario, this is actually pretty good. But I do have to give it some negative points just for the inflexibility of this part here. It's a bit rigid compared to the flexibility that you have on the other parts of the product. But yes, this has been pretty useful, especially when I'm working on something on my desk. I need an extra pair of hands to hold up my phone or tablet. This works really well as a side holder. Apart from that, I think there's some room for improvements. But yes, this one comes in at about $23, not too expensive, but there are better options out there. So moving on to our next product, we have the screen hanging light. Now this is essentially a light bar for your monitor. It doesn't light your monitor, it's supposed to light the area in front of your monitor, which is your desktop. So I don't understand why it's called a screen hanging light. Guess it hangs off a screen. But basically, you guys might have seen some of my reviews on the BenQ one. Those are really great, but they also come at a higher price point. Now this coming in at $32 is a very affordable option. And I think most of you might go for this one if you don't want to spend too much on other features. This one has very basic features that just lights up your desk in a very nice and evenly lit way. Now this one comes in three different models. We have the white with us, there's also a black version and a pro version. Now the Pro version has some differences which I'll explain in a bit. But basically, let's talk about this one for the moment. Now it does come with a built-in clamp that allows you to clamp it to your monitor, as well as a USB power outlet. Now I do have to say that this does have some limitations into the size of monitors that it can clamp up to. Now this is recommended for monitors that have a thickness of 8 to 20 millimeters, whereas the Pro version can go up to 40 millimeters. So in case you guys have larger monitors like myself, you might want to go for the Pro version. So there are only three buttons on this light. The first one being the power on button, followed by the color temperature, as well as the brightness settings. Now this only costing $32, it does not come with a stepless adjustment, which means your brightness are all set in presets and in different step modes. So there are three color temperature presets already built into this light: the 5800 Kelvin, the 4000 Kelvin, and the 2800 Kelvins. Now, like I said, the Pro version is more expensive, but it does come with some added features, one of them being the stepless color temperature adjustment, which ranges from 3000 to 5000 Kelvins. So that means you don't have to go through the presets and you can adjust it kind of minutely to the exact one that you want. But honestly, who actually needs that? You just need three different color temperatures and you should be fine with whatever you're doing. Nobody really notices this slight increment in the different color temperatures. As long as they have the three main presets that most people use, I think this is totally fine. The other advantage of the Pro version is that it has a memory function, which means whenever you turn the lights on and off, it remembers its last preset and it turns it back on to the last preset adjustments. This one, on the other hand, you might have to adjust it every time you turn it back on, and that could throw some people off. But honestly, for a $32 screen bar, I think this is really worth it. My only concern is that the thickness of this clamp might not fit some of your monitors, so do measure the thickness of your monitors before you buy this. Alright, so lastly, we have the most expensive and largest one that we have today. This is the Baseus Zero Space Refrigerator. Now this is a refrigerator and a heater, but I've only turned it on and tested the refrigeration. There's a thermometer inside that I'll turn on in a bit. But basically it's a small compact refrigerator that you can use it at home or in your car. It does come with a car adapter, so that's very convenient. So there are a couple of settings at the back. One to adjust it from a normal mode to a silent mode. The other one from a refrigeration to a heating mode. Now, to be very honest, I didn't hear much of a difference between the normal mode and the silent mode. I think the silent mode just reduces the fan speed or something like that, because when I look inside the grill, there's actually a very simple computer fan inside there that's keeping the radiator cool. Apart from that, there's nothing else that keeps it really silent, but honestly, it's not that loud. The other thing that I should mention is that I thought this would be a pure white, but I don't know if you guys can see it. It has a little bit of a pearl white finish, and I don't really like that. The other thing that I spotted is that it has this transparent-ish kind of glass front, and when you open it, it does show that it is transparent. You can see it at the back. But what's the use of this if there's no light inside? I mean, I can't see anything that's on the inside. Can you guys see anything that's on the inside? I don't think so. But anyway, looking inside, it's very simple. You have a compartment at the bottom to keep some canned goods and some compartments on the top if you want to keep, I don't know, smaller food items. But according to my sister, she says these refrigerators are more for beauty products like facial masks and stuff like that. But I don't use any of that crap, so I use it for my junk food. I do have a thermometer inside that is reading about a 15-degree temperature, which isn't very cold, but it's cold enough to keep, you know, your drinks chilled and stuff like that. I've had this on since the afternoon. It's nighttime now, and actually it's pretty cold. You can see the condensation on the drink. It's actually pretty cold, and it's honestly pretty surprising coming from a small unit like this. Now, I do have to say that I really like the design of this whole unit. The whole futuristic design, kind of a bit of a retro theme, coming with a very nice leather strap on the top so you can move it about pretty easily, as well as the wooden feet at the bottom, which is a very nice touch. I think this looks very nice as a piece in your home, kind of a designer piece, although it is made from just plastic, so a bit cheap-ish there. This thing comes in at $78, so it's not exactly cheap, but it's not exactly too expensive. And I would recommend this for anyone who, like I said, likes junk food nearby or likes to keep their facial mask or any beauty products that they need to keep refrigerated. Alright guys, but that's all the time I have today. I hope you guys have enjoyed all these products. Do let me know if you guys want to see more of this kind of reviews of, you know, just a couple of products from the same brand of different price points. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Do give it a like if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.